One listener talked to me about writing and raised a pertinent question. She asked, do I need to love writing to write my life stories? Last month, I answered the question, do I have to read in order to write? To that question, my answer was a resounding yes. But do you have to love to write to be a writer and to write your life stories? Hi, my name is Patricia Chaponthier, and welcome to episode 92 of the Life Writers Blog, where you can find inspiration and useful tips to help you write your life stories. Hypergraphia is a term that's not in the dictionary, but Wikipedia defines it as a behavioral condition characterized by the intense desire to write or draw. I guess if you have to have a behavioral condition, there could be worse ones to have. One neurologist, Alice W. Flaherty, wrote a book called The Midnight Disease: The Desire to Write, Writer's Block, and the Creative Brain. In it, she talks about her own and others' compulsion to write and write and write. Flaherty says hypergraphia is abnormal, but it's not necessarily bad. For us, it is mostly pleasurable. You only suffer when you think you're writing badly. Well, hypergraphia is one behavioral condition I do not have. In all of my time in the writing community, I have met only one person who writes all the time. She cannot stop writing, and she commits a lot of words to paper. Sometimes I wish I could have just a little of that. More than loving to write, I love having written. It's kind of like exercise. I like having done it, not necessarily doing it. So to answer the listener's question, do I have to love writing to write my life stories? Short answer, no. Writing is a discipline. If you love doing it, it makes writing much easier to dedicate time to, but loving to write is not a requirement to write your life stories. You may hate every minute of putting words to paper. I hope you don't feel that way, but even if you do, it's not going to prevent you from drafting your stories. If you commit time to writing your life stories, you may even begin to enjoy it more. When I get on the trail of a story, I enjoy the process of capturing that experience on paper. Even when I stop working on it, I continue to think about it and come up with ideas and other moments I might add to it. Sometimes I even get on a roll and don't want to stop writing. I want to keep laying down sentence after sentence toward the goal of finishing the piece. But that doesn't happen very often for me. More often than that, writing happens when I discipline myself to sit with my laptop in front of me, put my hands on the keys, and write something. Even if it's not any good, it creates the possibility that the next sentence or phrase might be better. In all honesty, I am coming out of a long hiatus of not writing my own stories. If I don't write at all, I never have the chance to find that good sentence or that satisfying story. So, my dear listener, no, you do not have to love writing to write your life stories. You just need to do it. Tell me, where do you fall on the spectrum of loving to write and hating to write? If you have a love-hate relationship with writing, when do you love it and when do you hate it? Have you experienced a time when you could not stop writing, when you wrote and wrote and wrote until you were exhausted? Tell us about your experience with writing in the comments section below. If you'd like to read an interesting article about hypergraphia, here's a link to one that appeared in Psychology Today. It's called Quirky Minds, Hypergraphia, A River of Words. And the article talks about whether it's a gift or a curse. But if you write a little or a lot, remember the only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. The only way to do this wrong is to not do it at all. Until next time, everybody, happy writing.
Don't miss the next episode. Sign up to be notified of future posts and upcoming events. Use the buttons below to share this episode on social media or with a friend who might like it. If you enjoyed this week's episode, you will love our Life Writers membership. Whether you don't know where to start writing your life stories, have started and stopped many times, or have been writing but want to receive feedback to make your stories better, the Life Writers membership is where you need to be. We have a Get Started roadmap, an extensive library of instructional videos, live events via Zoom, and a supportive and active community. If you want to take the stories that live in your heart and mind and put them into words on the page, check out Life Writers at lifewriters.us.